What's good, family, and welcome to Enjoy the Journey. I am your host, Devontae Lamont, and today I have with me Dr. Nicole Bradford. She is an authenticity igniter. She is an educator for over 20 plus years. She is an author. She is a speaker, and she is a life coach. She is doing some amazing things, and here she is today to talk about her journey. How are you, Dr. B?
I am so excited to be here. Thank you so much, Devontae. I've waited for this moment for such a long time. You're doing great things.
Thank you so
Yes,
much. Like,
yes.
literally, I fell in love with you the moment I saw you. Like, it's our first time, and I'm like, I love
Yes, I know. Same here, yes.
I love that. I love your spirit. I love your
Thank you.
energy, and I thank you for being here. So you are originally from Texas, is that correct?
Yes, Austin, Texas, born and raised. You know,
Okay.
they always say, keep Austin weird.
Keep
So I'm
Austin
yes.
weird. Okay.
Yes.
What is Austin like? So I've never been to Austin.
Okay.
So what is it like in Austin, Texas?
We have a lot of fun in Austin now. It was small when I grew up, but now it's huge. A lot of
Wow.
activities, restaurants, eateries, places to go out and have fun. It's just growing by leaps and bounds. And as you know, all the people from California are moving in and
They coming
taking
on
over.
over.
That's right. That's right. But we love it. It's very nice and awesome. But I'm in Dallas now, right outside of Dallas.
Nice. Oh
Yes.
my God, I love the Dallas area. I will be there this summer, so we will be connecting.
Definitely, yes.
I love that. So we have so much to dig into. So let's start with your education. So where did you go to school, and then how did you get involved in the education industry?
Well, I went to school at the one and only Grambling State University.
Come on, Grambling.
And I did my BS and MS there, and then I went on to Texas Southern University where I completed my doctoral degree. Now, surprisingly, a lot of people say, well, what got you into education? Why were you so excited about education? I'm the youngest of 6 kids and the only one that went to college. So our expectation was just, you know what, guys, I want you to go get your high school diploma, get a great job with the state, and then retire.
Right.
But for whatever reason, God saw fit to put something inside of me and said, nah, Nicole, I got a little bit more for you to do. And so I went to Grambling. It was a little nervous at the beginning, but I got into my groove, and I'm excited that I did.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yes.
And so how long were you in the classroom before you got into administration?
I was in the classroom, I believe, 5 to 7 years,
Okay.
and then I transitioned into the administration.
I love that. And so one of the things that I really love, because you are an author, you have written several books, and I am just amazed. And so first off, I'm happy because I have my own copy.
Yes.
Thank you so
Yes.
much for this. So we have My Soul Is Not for Sale. Let's talk about this book. What inspired this book?
Well, to be honest with you, you know, in our world today, we have so much going on, and any and everything goes. A lot of people just do stuff to fit in. And so when we start off as we're young and we find out we have all this enthusiasm for life, and we're excited, and we don't care what other people think. And then we transition into the adult world, and we start to compromise some of our morals and our values just to fit in. And so when I went through my career, from time to time, I'd have different situations where it was questionable that, you know what, are you going to sell out? Are you going to come on and lay down what you truly believe to come to the table? And I had to know for myself, my soul is not for sale. I'm going to stand up for what is right. I'm going to speak out for those that are overlooked and mistreated. And I think we need to have more of that so we can bring authenticity, and we can have that integrity when we're dealing with different issues. And it's not just in the workplace. It's also in our lives. You know, we have to know in the relationships what's good, have those healthy boundaries, and our friendships, and this life in general. So just going and trying to move away from the lies, the labels, and the limitations that keeps us from living the life that we truly deserve.
Oh my God. So what was it in your life that caused you to get to the point to say, look, no more? You know, because I believe that there is a moment when we all just are like, okay, this is it. Like, I have to do something different. And apparently you have tools to be able to help us. What are some things that helped you to be able to navigate?
Well, I would say the first part of your question is when I learned it and when I came to know that enough is enough is when I kept trying to please everybody,
Ooh, people
but I
pleasing.
wasn't, yes, and I wasn't pleasing myself. And so every time I do something for somebody else, they kept raising the bar. And it was never good enough. And and I'm a giver. So I just kept giving and giving. And finally, I had to realize, no, I need to save some of that for Nicole. And so
Ooh.
I think that that's where opened my eyes to realize that it's very important that we have healthy boundaries in our life. And I came up with this acronym, MAINTAIN. It includes 8 strategies that people can use. There's no particular order, but it just helps you to design the life that you desire.
Nice.
So the first one for the letter M is going to be your mindset.
Your mindset.
Yes.
That's M, mindset.
Now, you know that gets us in trouble sometimes because we look at situations and we tend to look at it from a negative perspective.
Yeah.
And we don't really do that mindset shift, so we can look at it in a positive manner.
Yeah.
So we have to be able to do a shift, not only do the affirmations, but truly change the way that we see things and look for the positive in the situation.
Wow.
Then the next one is the letter A, is action. Now, we'll sit down all day, every day, and talk. And we can say, I want a podcast like Devontae.
Yeah.
Won't do nothing to get started. Oh, I want to lose weight and won't get off the couch.
Come on.
So we have to start taking action steps to do the things that we want to do in life.
Oh my God. Can I just stop on action for a minute? Listen, I love action because a lot of people aspire to be in certain arenas, to do certain things, but there was a scripture I remember I used to always hear when I was younger, that faith without works is dead and dead alone. So you can't just believe and hope for something and you don't put in those steps. A lot of people know the story that I ended up losing over 150 pounds. And what it was an action. It was an action step. It was a decision. Say, Devontae, you got to make a change. When I wanted to start enjoy the journey, it started with action. And so, oh my God, it is so important that you don't just dream, but do. I'm sorry, I had to stop on action.
Oh, no.
All right,
and
so
look
let's
at it
keep
now
going.
because of that action. Look at what God has put together. Yes, because of your faith and your action.
Yes. So maintain.
Yes. And then the next one is going to be I. And being intentional in the life that you want. Write it down, make it plain, and make sure that you're intentional every single day. I'm going to do at least 2 things that gets me closer to the goal every single day. So we must be intentional. The next letter is going to be N. And that's just taking some time to nurture yourself. We spend all the time investing and pouring into everybody else, but we don't stop and nurture ourselves. So N is nurture, and then T is tenacity. You must be tenacious with everything. Hold on to that dream and say, just like they talk about in church, I'm not going to stop until you bless me.
Come on.
So I'm going to hold on, and I'm going to be tenacious, and I'm going to keep pushing, and I'm going to make sure I get where I'm trying to go.
Yeah.
And so you have to be tenacious. And then this A. Now, everybody's saying it, authenticity. And they say that, but do we really mean it when we talk about being authentic? Because we may say it depending on who we're around. And then we shift because we don't want our light to shine too bright. Because if I do a little bit too much, this person may be upset with me. Or if I speak out against something that you don't like, then you're going to look at me differently. But you have to be okay within yourself to understand that I'm going to be authentic. And, everybody don't like coconut cake, do they?
They sure don't.
They sure don't like coconut, but there are some that do.
Yeah.
So I might not be everybody's cup of tea, but I got to be okay in myself before I can show up and be the authentic person that I was designed to be.
Oh, I know we got to go to I and M. Can I say something with authenticity? Y'all, this is good to me. This is good to me. Authenticity, I got to just stop and put a pin there because one of the things that even when people encounter your presence, the biggest thing that you can feel is authenticity. And one thing I know about real is real recognize real.
There you go.
And it is such a challenging place to be in when you are evolving and becoming your authentic self. But what happens is, what I've noticed, even in my personal life, Dr. B, a lot of times people are okay with you winning until you surpass.
There you go.
And then it's like, you don't want to dim your light, because of somebody else. What could you say to somebody struggling like me? who is really doing their all to nurture themselves and to be authentic in their journey. But maybe, well, I feel like God is elevating me here, but it's like people want to cap you, or they
Yes.
feel like, that people are fine with you winning until you make it or surpass
There you
them.
go. Yes.
So how do you deal with being authentic against like opposition?
Well, when you talk about talking to you, I'm talking to myself.
Yeah.
And I say that all the time. When I'm reaching out and I'm speaking to individuals, we're all human and everybody is dealing with something.
Yeah.
But they have to understand that you got to be okay with yourself, and you're going to understand you're going to make mistakes. Some of us were raised to believe you got to be perfect every day. And if you fail, it's a bad thing. Failure is a good thing because it teaches you. You're always going to learn a lesson, and you can grow and you can learn. So I would just say be okay with yourself, be okay making mistakes, and be okay losing people on your journey, because everybody is not meant to go with you. So you're going to have to be able to stand on your own and say, you know what, I'm going to be authentic. I'm going to be true to me and what I want and what I deserve. You like it? Come on, let's go. You don't like it? I'm going to holler at you later. Yes, because this is for me. I know I have a calling on my life, and I got to be obedient.
Ooh, yes. Okay, what's the I?
Okay, so the I is going to be integrity.
Integrity, okay.
Now.
All
You
right,
know that's something, yes, because that's huge now.
Yeah.
So you look at our world, you see everything that's going on. And we know, I try to stay away from politics, but you saw all of the things that popped up. And that integrity, it doesn't say I-N, just that's not the only way it spells. It's got to be inside of you. And we tell the kids this, being in education, we always say, do something good. Make sure you're doing right when nobody's watching. But what are we doing as adults?
Ooh.
And we just can pause right there. What do we do as adults? What type of life are we truly living? And are we being good examples for the young people that are watching us and that are coming up behind us? So what legacy are you leaving? So make sure you have that integrity, not just in front of certain groups, but make sure that it's a true part of who you are.
True part of who you are.
Yes.
That can kind of tie back to authenticity when you think about it.
Ooh,
okay, this is getting good to me. And what about the N?
N is non-negotiable. You are going to just have to come up with your own non-negotiables in your life, in your career, in your relationships. I'm just going to have to draw the line. Now, I'm not saying that you can't be flexible. We do need to be flexible. But there are moments and times where you've got to draw the line and say, this is something I'm not going to tolerate because I know who I am and I know what I deserve. So you come up with your non-negotiables so that you can design the life that you desire.
Woo!
And all of that ties in to maintain the flame.
Maintain the flame.
Because you ignite a flame. You scratch the match and you light it, and then does your flame stay lit, or do you allow it to dwindle depending on who you're around? Like when we were younger, they taught us this little light of mine. Hide it under the bush. No, are you hiding?
Let it shine.
You better let it shine. Look at it.
Shine bright like a diamond.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No. But it's important because you never know what people are going through.
Yeah.
And you just have to reflect on your beginning and go back and think about the goals and aspirations you had for yourself. And think about when you started this journey in life, what you wanted to aspire to be and what you would accept. And why did that change? Go back and reignite your flame, or when you're around other people, you be the light in the room. And you help to light the flame in other people so they can remember their purpose and their passion, and they can get about that business that they're supposed to be doing.
Wow.
We're here for a reason.
Maintain the flame. I think it's so important that, especially in a world, I believe, especially in the day and age that we're living in, there's so much darkness in the world. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of confusion. And one thing I believe that we are the salt of the earth, and that light is meant to shine. But the thing about light, it also attracts some darkness.
Yes,
and so I think we have to go back to what you said, being intentional with maintaining that flame. Woo-wee. Let me tell you something. Where do I sow a seed?
No.
Where do I sow a seed? I love that. So you've done so many different things, and so you're also branching into the world of being a keynote speaker. What is it like for you, kind of shifting from what you were doing into now going out and speaking to different people, and how does that all tie in?
Well, funny story. Everyone always asks me, how did you get into speaking? How did it all begin?
Yeah.
Well, I was at Grambling State, and there they have all the pageants. And there's some good things that come out of pageants. And so when I was there, I looked around. I did Miss Calendar Girl, Miss Texas, all of that. I thought about doing Miss Grambling, but I didn't. And so I said,
Wait, you were Miss Texas?
No. I'm Miss Austin.
Miss Austin.
Miss Austin. No.
All right.
But that's where it started. I went back home and I said, you know what? Let me try this out for a minute. So I went to the Miss Austin pageant. I didn't win the first time around. I made the top 12. They went and they talked to my parents and they were like, she should come back. I said, I already tried. I ain't come back. But then I let them talk to me and I went back a second time. And I was the first Black to be Miss Austin USA. So with that, and coming from a young lady with very, very low self-esteem, because growing up, I had my little Jerry curl. I looked like a boy. I was Mr. Michael Jackson.
Did your Jerry curl drip?
It sure did. It was dripping and I was just...
Oh my. Bless your heart.
Yes, and I had to overcome that low self-esteem. And then speaking back in the 90s, I loved connecting to people. I loved hearing their stories. I loved being an advocate and speaking up for those that didn't have a voice. And so at the beginning, I think that's when God ignited my flame. And he just said, I'm going to give you some time. I'm going to take you down some tough roads so you can learn some lessons that you're going to be like, ouch, wait, can we talk about this for a minute? I'm not trying to learn that today. But he did it for a reason so I could grow. So before I stand before anybody, I can't talk to you about nothing I haven't been through myself. And so I use my life as a testimony to reach out and keep the students and the babies encouraged, the parents that are currently working with students and it's challenging navigating the school system, and the educators that are burned out in our school system. So I spend time going to churches, to schools, and working with individuals so that they can maintain their flame and design the life that they desire.
That is so powerful. And what I love is that you are encouraging so many people that you don't even know that you're reaching. Like, this is amazing. So what is next for you? Like, what do you see the future of Dr. B? Like, what do you have coming up, or what are even some goals or aspirations that because you've done a lot. You're an author, you're a speaker, you've worked in education, but what is something that maybe we can find coming from you in the future?
Something that I'm very, very passionate about is connecting with different women conferences for parents in general, and schools, because I think that we really need to think about our children and that they're struggling, and we need to understand the importance of us having equity and excellence for everyone. And so that's something that's big for me. And you said on my to-do list or my goal list, number one, check, I was on Devontae's show, so I made it there. So I'm excited about that. Yes. But just doing more, and God, just as he blessed you with favor, he's going to bless me with favor and put me where he has for me to go. So I just want to travel. I want to speak. I want to connect, and I want to make a positive impact on the world.
And can I let you know that it is so? Because I see you going across the world. Like, you are called to nations. You have a gift that I believe that so many people are going to be freed because of your heart, especially for the underdog. And those have been people that have been left out. And because you have become a voice for all of us, I speak favor onto you. I speak open doors onto you. And if you are watching Enjoy the Journey, you need to get Dr. B booked. Matter of fact, go ahead and tell them now, how can they book you?
Well, I am on Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn at Maintain the Flame. And you can also visit my website. It's www.maintaintheflame.net. I would love to connect.
I love it. So also, you are a mommy.
I am.
I had a chance to meet 3 of your babies, and they are beautiful.
Thank you. Very blessed.
Gosh.
Very blessed.
How important is family to your journey?
Everything. I wouldn't be able to sit here with you today had it not. I wasn't going to move if I couldn't have my babies around me. They keep me inspired. And I have three amazing children. My oldest is 27, a proud graduate of Hampton University.
Hey.
Kristen, she's a teacher, a
Okay.
first grade teacher, always has the top reading scores. I just need to let everybody know that. That's right. Thank
Tell her
you.
district give her a raise.
That's right.
Just-
And then my son is Kyle. He graduated from Angelo State University.
Okay.
He's currently working on his master's
Go ahead, Kyle.
and waiting for some calls. We're praying for favor for NFL or some football at the next level.
So he's going to be in the league. Okay.
I'm praying, but
Okay.
on the next level.
On the next
he's
level.
amazing. So
Okay.
you need to look him up.
Okay. What's his
because
name?
that's Kyle Bradford. That's somebody
Kyle
you don't want to
Bradford.
miss out on.
Tell the people.
Yes, look him up. Kyle
Okay,
Bradford.
Kyle Bradford.
That's
Okay,
right.
You never know who drafted him. You don't know who's going to be watching.
That's
All
right. And my baby, Caitlin Bradford, she's a track star. She attended the University of North Texas and majored in criminal justice, and she graduates in December. I am just so proud of them because in the world today, kids have so much going against them, and I'm so thankful that God just has had his hand and angels are protecting them each and every day, and I'm a very proud mom.
Oh my God.
Yes.
And also, can I salute you as a mother?
Oh, thank
Oh my
you,
God,
thank
because your children are a reflection of who you are. And because even the successes that you've named just here, I tie it back to who you are as a mom and as the gift that you have to nurture and the gift that you have to pour. And I promise you that your babies, they're going to take good care of you.
Oh, thank
They're going to take
you.
good care of you. All three of them.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, please.
But what could you, and I really want to go here because I talk to a lot of parents who have creative goals, but feel like a lot of times they feel stagnant or they're not able to reach those goals or aspirations that they have because they've literally given all their time to being a mother.
Mhm.
I don't have the grace to speak to that, but could you give us some advice? Like, how would you encourage a parent who maybe has aspirations and dreams that maybe they want to speak or they want to write a book but I got 3 kids, I'm doing it alone, and I got bills, and what could you say to encourage them?
I would take them back to step number 2, that action step. It is never too late for any of us. If you have another day God has blessed you with to be on this earth, he's giving you another 24 hours. You take some of that time and put it aside for yourself. That's not being selfish. Make sure you're making investments for yourself because your babies are not always going to be there. That job or that spouse may not always be there. So you must love on yourself and go back. Just like we used to ride a bike when we were little, you go back and learn how to get back on that bike. Tune up that keyboard or start your writing skills. If it's just a page a day, and if you're consistent and you don't quit, you'll see a finished product in the end. But it's never too late. You still got it in you. That dream was put inside of you for a reason, and you better go get it.
It's never too late. Just literally stuck out to me like a sore thumb. I'm in my 30s, and I think I'm getting old because my knees hurt and all that.
No.
But I have friends, like all my friends are pretty much older than me, but I have a friend that is in their 50s, and we were having a conversation. It was like, well, is this too late for me? And I did want to act and do a couple of things. And I'm like, and I was really thinking, is it really too late? How can those of us who are aging really change our mindset and perspective about aging to where it's like, no, I still can accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
I know we talked about action, but what could you say not only to a mom, but because that's a different struggle when, you're dealing with creatives who are getting older and don't think that they have those same opportunities. What could you say to encourage that person?
I would say dip your toe in the pool, test it out, and see, okay, I'm going to act. I'm going to go take a couple of acting classes. I'm going to start small. I'll sign up for one class and see how I like it. And then with those individuals that are like-minded and you're around them, and you'll see people your age doing the same thing, and then you'll say, wait a minute. Oh, this feels good. I can probably do this. I might just go and try it for a commercial. But when you get back into the game and you put yourself first and you test it out, at first the water might be a little hot or it might be a little too cold, but you're going to start getting used to it. And then you'll start to enjoy it, and it'll reignite that flame that you already had at the beginning so you can maintain your flame.
Maintain the flame.
There you go.
Dr. B, I love you.
Oh, I love
This
you.
is
So
good for me.
excited.
Maintain the
Yes.
flame. So we always do this last moment
Okay.
on Enjoy the Journey where it's just you and the audience. And if you could give your final word to them about maintaining their flame, what would that final word be?
My final word about maintain the flame would be you have one life. And I heard this quote and it stayed with me. It said, you need to live full and die empty. So that means don't leave anything on the table. Live with no regrets. Keep pushing. Know that you're going to have your good and your bad days, but there is nothing that you can't overcome. So maintain your flame. Go back, revisit what you used to enjoy doing. Reignite that flame. Pursue your passion because there's a reason why you're here, and enjoy the journey.
Ooh, Dr. B, thank you
Thank
so
you. I'm
much.
excited. I had so much
Oh,
fun.
this was phenomenal.
Yes.
Like, I'm trying not to cry because I'm like, this was so encouraging to me. And I believe that the world is going to be blessed when they watch this episode. So thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for
Thank
the
you.
opportunity.
All right, y'all. We have had another great time here at Enjoy the Journey. So until next time, remember to maintain your flame. Peace out.